Okay guys, how's it going? Goon here from Goon Alerts. So, digital currencies. You guys want to know where your money would be better off and what will bring you the best return on your investment? There's many digital currencies out there and coins out there to buy in. A lot of people obviously say to buy Ripple, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these different coins. But it doesn't necessarily mean they're the best ones to invest in. I don't think Bitcoin's the best one to invest in. I love Ethereum, and I think Ethereum is better than Bitcoin, and it's going to be the #1. And I've been trading Ethereum for over 2 years now. I bought it at $7. I bought more at 9, at 10. I bought at 19, 20, 49, and 50. My average stayed at $20, and I've been holding it ever since. And personally, I've made a lot on that one. That's one of my top 5 best investments that I've ever made, whether it's in the stock market or in digital currencies. I got to a point to where I was making around $28,000 per day when it was at $300, $350, thanks to the compounding interest. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best investment to go into now. It's up a lot now, and I'll give you guys some reasons why. So what's the best coin to invest in? Okay, so these are some of the questions I asked myself and how I came across this. Okay, so where will my investment be better off, and what will bring me the best return on my investment? So those are the questions that I asked myself, apart from many others, on why I started doing this and how I came across this. Okay, and so here's the research I came across. First of all, the answer is Antshares, as you haven't noticed from the video. NEO, which is going to be switching to NEO. So the DD and research and how I came across it. So I started to look at all the digital currencies available, and I started to look at their supply to price ratio. I started to look at their market cap to price ratio, and I started to see what was undervalued, what was topping high volume ranks while being undervalued. So I wanted to see what had a lot of attention. So I got the best ones that had the top attention, and which one's the one that's undervalued the most, with the most attention. So I did a bunch of different things to find out this, find this out. And Antshares won everything. I mean, this is a few of many. These are just one of the most important ones. And Antshares won all of them. So I came up with a list, all of them, and then I narrowed it down. I came up with the top 10 of this, the top 10 of this, the top 10 of this. Antshares actually took #1 on every single one of them, which was very surprising. Keep in mind, this is before I knew what Antshares was and what it did. So that alone just blew my mind, and I was really interested in this, in Antshares. And this was before I even knew what it was and what it did. Then I started to look into Antshares. I was like, why is this #1, blah, blah. Let's look into it to see if it's even a good company or if it's just being overhyped. And I started to see its competition, which its competition is Ethereum. And a lot of people also like to compare EOS to it. Personally, I don't think it should really be up there. I don't know that much. I know it's really good, and EOS is going to be great. There's a lot of things coming to it, but I don't think they're quite ready. But I do think it could be compared to them. I just don't think it should be quite yet. But I did throw it up there because I know I might get some comments over it. It is China's Ethereum. That's pretty much what it is. Okay, I saw their white paper, and their white paper was amazing. It was great white paper, great company, great information, and that's not even the final version. It has a great team. So everything, apart from everything else I did, the DD and the price ratios and numbers, fundamental side, the company was really good when I started to look into the company. Okay, so how did I find all this? I found all this information through CoinMarketCap. Those are my resources, CoinMarketCap and Bittrex. I used those two to look into all this, okay? Mainly CoinMarketCap, because it seems to be the most accurate and the average of all the different type of CoinMarketCaps and exchanges out there, okay? So all the information that you're going to see in this chart that I'm going to show you comes from CoinMarketCap. This chart shows about 6 of the top 15 that I came up with that were the best to invest in, okay? Out of all the things that I talked about, what's the most attention, the best supply, the best company, obviously I eliminated some of these company coins, won all these, but they weren't a good company, so they were eliminated, okay? So it's the top of the top, the best of the best, the top 15. Out of the top 15, for in this example for the PowerPoint, I'm only showing you the top 6. They're not the top 6, just kind of randomly the 6 of them, okay? There was obviously a lot more. It's just to make the PowerPoint easier and faster, and it was easier for me to make. So there's actually 15 of these, okay? But I'm only showing you 6. So here's the thing. Here's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, LiteCoin, Ethereum Classic, Dash, and Antshares. There's obviously some more in here. I don't want to hear that there should be more out here, I know. But it doesn't cover this part of the PowerPoint or my examples, okay? So here you're going to see the market cap, you're going to see the price and the circulating supply and the volume, okay? So what did I do? I did a bunch of different things that I'm not going to talk about, like a bunch of the ratios that I'm not going to talk about, but I'm going to give you one example that should make it really clear and kind of cover everything else that I did. Just a quick example to show you and open up your mind why Antshares is the best thing to invest in and why Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Ripple aren't, okay? So here it is. A lot of people love Ripple and they say it's the best thing to invest in now, and I personally hate Ripple. Even though it's a good company, it's going to be a great company, it has a lot to come, it's going to be huge. I don't think it's the best thing to invest in because I don't think it's going to bring you the most money. If you just want to join something for a company and you don't care about making money, then don't watch this video and just close it. But if you're here to make money and you want to see what's going to bring you the best and most out of your investment, continue watching this. Okay, and it'll make a lot more, it'll make sense, okay? It'll open up your mind and you'll realize it's true. So Ripple has a market cap of 7 billion. If you look here, here's Ripple, here's the market cap, 7 billion. If it was to be near or to be compared to Ethereum, which is at 23 billion, and actually it used to be around 30 billion when it was a lot higher, but it had a huge dip. I'm not going to talk about that. It would have to grow 3.27 times, okay, to meet the market cap of Ethereum. So that means that the price of Ripple would go from 18 cents to 62 cents. And here's the quick math. So 23 billion divided by 7 billion. So how many times does it have to be to grow to be the same? It has to do 3.27 times. So that would give Ripple price from 18 to 0.62, okay? Just do the multiplication. So what is the percent increase from 0.18 to 0.62? So we're talking about Ripple hitting the market cap of Ethereum, which I don't think it's possible. I don't think Ripple will ever be right side to Ethereum. Will it hit that market cap? Sure it will. Yeah, maybe it will in the future. Ethereum will obviously be at 50 billion by that time or something. 40 billion, 60, 100 billion, I don't know. It might hit there. We're talking about the now, the math and what I'm seeing now. So comparing Ripple to Ethereum, it would have to first of all grow 3 times more to be compared to Ethereum, which I don't think it should ever be compared to Ethereum, or they'll be ever side to side, the same market cap. I don't think that's possible. So investing in that, in Ripple, for it to even get to the market cap of Ethereum, it would grow around 3 times, okay? So that means your investment would grow 227%, which is a lot. That's awesome. That's 2 times your money. Great. But there's stuff that could make you more, okay? And that's what I started to do. Out of all my list of top 15, I did a bunch of math, obviously. I'm going to compare all these to Ethereum, and this is just a quick, easy way to show you guys, just to open up your mind to see, and just to show you what makes sense and why something's going to bring you the most out of your investment, okay? We're going to compare all these to Ethereum because I love Ethereum. I think Ethereum's the best one. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the one you should put your money in, okay? And I'll talk about this why. So if we do what we did with Ripple to all the top 15, which I'm only showing you 6, you see that LiteCoin could grow up to 10 times if it hits the price of Ethereum, which I think LiteCoin personally can do that. But that only brings your money up to 10 times. That means the price would go from $44 all the way to $456, which is a return of 928%. If you look at Ethereum Classic, that's 50 times your money. From $16, you could go to $253. That's 1,471% on your investments. And that's if Ethereum Classic hits the market cap of Ethereum, which I don't think those two would be side to side. So that one was automatically in the very bottom of the top 15 for that reason. There should only be one Ethereum, and I don't think Ethereum Classic would be up there. Maybe not now, maybe they change things, but not now. Okay, Dash 19 times. Okay, so your return on your investment would be 1.8 thousand. Okay, Antshares could grow up to 78 times. It's already the number one. It's the one that could show you the most. It could bring you 78 times your money. Antshares is really undervalued. From $6, it could grow all the way to $472, which is a ROI, or your percentage growth is 7,700%. It's a lot. It's the biggest one out of everything that I found. Obviously, there's some that are showing 10,000, 20,000, or something that could grow up to 50,000%, but their company wasn't sufficient. The team wasn't good enough. The ratios weren't there, okay? So that's why those aren't here. I don't care if there's other ones that, if you do the math, show better. They weren't the top 15, the top dogs. The ones with the attention, with the volume, they weren't there, okay? So they didn't make it. Out of the top 15, Antshares took it all, everything. Okay, so there's Stratus 53 times, obviously from $4 to 241, that's 5,209. And then we have EOS, could grow 61 times from $1.72 to $105, that's 6,122%. So second of all, we're talking about China, Antshares being China's Ethereum. Competition is good, okay? So there's always two of everything. There's Pepsi and Coca-Cola. There's PlayStation and Xbox. There's Androids and iPhones. There's PC and Apple. There's Lamborghini and Ferrari. There's Gucci and Louis Vuitton. There's always, on every single field, there's always more than one top dog. You know that there's good to have options. It's not good to just have one, the best thing of everything. There's always going to be up to even 4 sometimes when it comes to like cars. Anyway, so I think Ethereum, I think Antshares is great that they want to be up there and they want to be up there, and I do see it happening. I do see it. China's huge, and China seems to always take care of their own projects. Okay, so we'll get onto that later. So when we talk about the math and we talk about what's possible and what could grow the most, we're talking about Antshares has a huge potential to grow. We're talking about growing 78 times more. From $6 to $472. It could obviously go a lot higher too. We're talking about just when it reaches the market cap of Ethereum. Could it do that? Absolutely. Will it do it? I don't know. According to all my math and stuff, I think it's really possible, and people really think it's possible. So your money will be better off here. Obviously, Ethereum and Bitcoin are really good things to invest your money in, but for Bitcoin, it's $2,300 right now, okay? For it to double, it would have to hit around what? $5,000, a little over $5,000. That's only 100%. That's not enough. So when people are like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's gonna hit $10,000, yeah, sure, that sounds huge. Like it's $10,000 a coin, but it's only worth $2,378 right now. So for me to invest in it and for my money to only grow 4 or 5 times, it just doesn't make sense. I don't care if it's gonna be huge, and so I rather invest it somewhere else, make a lot more money, and then come back to Bitcoin rather than just trust Bitcoin alone. Same thing with Ethereum. From $300 to $600, that's only 100%. And then from 600 to 1,200, that's another 100%. So your money's only going to grow 5 to 10, maybe 15 times. Then putting it on Antshares, I could grow up to 78 times. So it's really undervalued. Okay, so that's just information on why the list. Okay, anyways. So the winner is obviously Antshares. And we're just talking about the ROI here. So what could bring you the most money? And Antshares won. I already told you that Antshares won every other thing that I did, and won on the top, the one with the most attention, with the least, that's the least undervalued, the most undervalued, the one with the volume to price ratio, with the market cap to price ratio, with the supply to price ratio. I did all those, and Antshares took everything. So we're just talking about this one, just to show you that it's just something realistically. Can Ripple really be compared to Ethereum? Will it be side to side? Could Antshares do that? Yeah, sure it could. And look at how much you could grow compared to Ripple. It would have to grow only 3 times. So I don't think Ripple's a good thing to invest in. So it's undervalued like a motherfucker, okay? So Antshares is really undervalued. It gives you the best return on investments. It hit the top ranks of everything. It won all the ratios. It's China's Ethereum, which is huge. I love competition. I love that China's trying to do this. China's huge. They love to support their own projects and companies. So it has high volume and lots of attention. It has a great team, amazing white paper, and the company was great. It provides more than Ethereum. Now, I'm not saying that it's better than Ethereum and that it will beat Ethereum. It might, but when you're comparing both of them, on top of everything I've talked about, I'm losing my voice here. It does seem that Antshares provides more than Ethereum. It has more languages, things run smoother, it's easier to use, and so there's a lot more things when you compare Ethereum to Antshares, that Antshares seems to do better. I'm not saying that it's going to be better. I don't know. That's unknown for right now. That doesn't give me enough info, okay? So China loves to work and use homemade projects and companies. Something I do when I invest in things is I love to look at things that are undervalued. I like to bring in a lot of facts. So I bring in a bunch of little facts that add up to why it's a good investment, okay? So one of them was that China loves to work on their own stuff, so they're going to really support Antshares, okay? Another thing that I added up was, okay, this is a scenario. If China creates a company and USA create a company, China has 1.37 billion people compared to USA that has 321 million. So if these two companies are the same thing, but one's in China, one's in America, For example, Cokes, they would sell more Coke in China than they would sell in America because there's just simply more people. So I just something I like to throw up there. Okay, so China is just a huge company, market company, and like a huge business. Okay, so apart from that, boom, there's fucking more. Okay, so one on top of all these reasons that I told you why Antshares could bring you the best investment out of that, and it seems to win everything, and to top, okay, I read all this wrong. On top of all the reasons, and the Antshares and Neo seems to win and top off everything, other coin. Let me give you another reason why it would make you even more money. Okay, dividends. Antshares gives you dividends. So on top of everything that I told you, and keep in mind we haven't even talked, or this video hasn't even been about the company and Antshares and what they do and the team and what it provides. This is just the math problems and that fundamental mathematical return on investment parts. Okay, so on top of all those reasons, they pay dividends. Okay, so for holding Antshares, you're gonna get paid Ant coins, which is huge. It's awesome. You're getting paid dividends. This goes along the whole Warren Buffett rule, and like you're gonna make even more money. You have a better return on investment. So on top of everything I told you, you're getting paid dividends. What else do you fucking want? Okay, so you have Antshares that's trading at 622, and Ant coins is at 233. So for holding Antshares, you get paid Ant coins, which this grows with the company. It grows with Antshares. So you get paid dividends for holding Antshares, which in the long run will bring even more returns on your investment and generate more money. Antcoin price seems to stay about 30 to 40%. It's usually around 40% the price of Antshares. So this is usually around 40% of the Antshares. Okay, so as this grows 40%. So this means Antcoins can see up to $188. If this was to be at the market cap of Ethereum, this would be at $188, which is a 7,968% growth from the dividends that you collected, which is huge. So whether you ended up collecting in a year 200, 1,000, 500, 800 bucks, $10,000, whatever you collected on dividends, as it grows, it could start to grow 7,968%. Obviously, the math is wrong because you're collecting it. It's not like you just add it at all and then you start from scratch. I'm just saying dividends is growing. So another thing that the math might be off is, as of now, it looks to be around 40% of the price of Antshares. Whether this was at 3 or even up to $10, it's always seemed to be around 40%. So I don't know whether this starts to hit $20, $50 or whatever. I personally give Antshares, I'm going to call it out, $48 valuation by the end of the year, around December. I think it'll be around 38 to 48, closer to 48. But I don't know. That's just me. So yeah, that's it. You're getting paid dividends, and obviously the way to do that, I have a video to download their wallet and keep it up there, which is going to all be updated on July 25th. They have a lot of things coming July 25th. So this is still undervalued. There's a bunch of news coming in. There's so many reasons why to invest in it, but people rather have their money in Ripple because they think it's going to grow huge, which is only going to give them what, 3 times, 4, 5 times their money. When I Antshares up here showing you, hey, I could give you up to almost 80% times your money, 80 times your money back. So those are a lot of those reasons. Okay. I'm Goon from goonalerts.com. Obviously, if you want to check me out on Twitter or Stock Tweets, I'm pretty popular on Stock Tweets. It's all under Goon Alerts. Wow, I misspelled that. It's Goon Alerts, just like this. I have a website. If you guys want to get real-time live SMS push alerts, whether it's in the stock market or the digital currencies, join goonalerts.com. There's 2 group chats. They're separate for the stock market and for cryptocurrencies. I day trade on both. So you're going to get my full DVD lesson. So you're going to learn everything on how I catch the breakouts. Obviously, this is a whole other deal. What patterns I chase for both the stock market and digital currencies. I day trade these. I do this for a living. So you're going to get my full DVD lesson package. You're going to get hours of video lessons. You're going to get my weekly and daily watch list for both the stock market and digital currencies. So if you want to be in here for one, you could do that. If you like both, then cool, you could be in both. So yeah, I mean, this is a simple. What is Goon Alerts? I mean, if you ever ask yourself which stock or coin should I buy from a certain list, when should I buy or sell, when you're day trading or swinging, should I swing trade or day trade or hold or invest, what's my risk, is there time to take my profits, is it time to sell, will the stock ever reverse, and how do I create a watch list and how do I scan. So all this is going to be shown to you, and how I've made my fortune and everything I've done. I've been trading stocks for the last 5 years. I've been into digital currencies for 2 years, fairly new. But again, I traded Bitcoin when it was at $300, and I chose that out of a bunch of other things, and I sold it. Unfortunately, I don't own Bitcoin anymore for many reasons. I sold it at $2,300. Ethereum I still own. I bought that at $7, and I kept averaging up all the way up to 50, which was the last time I bought. My average stayed at $20, and then I've made a lot on Ethereum, and I don't plan to sell just because my money's up so much. But I've put so much. What's next? Antshares. And that's what this video was made for. I mean, people want to know what's the next big thing to invest in. What's the next Bitcoin? What's the next Ethereum? What's the next Ripple? I'm telling you guys, it's Antshares. Could it hit $4? Yeah, okay, then you just have an opportunity to buy more. But I do think that Antshares is the next big thing to invest in. And I just told you all my reasons why. A quick recap is we went over the return on investment, comparing it to when they hit the market cap of Ethereum. Obviously, I did a lot more than that. It's just an example or something to show you, something to give you with like math and real comparable reasons. People think Ripple is going to be at $5. It's not going to hit $5. It could barely even cross $1. You just got to remember, there's obviously a supply. The more the supply out there, the less the cheaper it is. That's another reason why Antshares. I mean, Antshares only has 50,000 up there, 50 million, while Ethereum is almost at 100 billion or 100 million, and it's still cheaper. So I mean, there's just so many reasons why Antshares should go, and this is just the math, and this is just the fundamental return on investment side. Okay, obviously there's a bunch of other videos out there that I suggest to watch on how good the company is and what they provide, and like apart from all that, just about the company itself, which is really good. So Antshares just really seems to punch out and win everything on all fields, and it's showing a lot of signs to buy. So I really hope you guys buy. I really hope you're not watching this video once it's up at $10, $20, or $50. And even that, once it's anything under $30 to me is still undervalued. I evaluate the company at $48 compared to how everything is. It should be around $48 a share or a coin, which is not. So on top of everything on that, it's still undervalued. So anything under $30 to me, I think it's undervalued, and by that time it'll probably be valued even more. So it's just going to be chasing so they're in sync. So yeah, subscribe, give this video a like, and if you want to join and follow me along, join me on Goon Alerts. There's a little sale going on. I'll see you guys next time.